Welcome back. So now what we need to do is that we need to customize the message that we will get if we send an SMS. We will get here a text, but we don't want that. Instead, we want to display it. We want to display the success or error message in something like this, in a well-designed page. So to do that, what we can do is that here, remember here, if you scroll, you'll find that I returned the text like this, only text. And instead of returning the text like this, you can use this page. So you can copy this code. You can copy the complete code like this. Copy all the code, and then you can create a variable here. You can create here a variable. Here you can paste that code. So you can create a variable here. You can create here a variable. You can say here HTML underscore code, and then it's going to be equal to single quotes. You need to say single quotes, and then in between these two single quotes, you need to paste the code, paste the complete code here. But you need to append everything. So we need to append all of this code. So to append all of this code, we need to first, we need here, all of this is fine, there is no problem, but here we need to remove a few things. So for example, we don't need this. We don't need this, all of this. I'm going to remove this button, and I'm going to remove this form element, and I'm going to remove this input, and I'm going to leave the body and the title, and I'm going to remove the form panel. And then here what we need to do is that instead of displaying this form, we need to remove this form. So I'm going to remove all of this form. I'm going to remove all of this completely. So we will be left with only this code. And here, instead of displaying the code, and instead of displaying this text, we need to display the result in H2 here. Here in between, we need to display the result. But how can we do that? To do that, we need to pass the result in between the H2. So how can we do that? To do that, we need to get we need to say here single quote, and then semicolon, and then we need to add here single quote, another single quote, and then at the end we need to copy this. Let me show you what I'm going to do. It's a little complicated, but you will understand what I'm doing in a moment. So here I'm going to push this here, and then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to store this in a new variable. So I'm going to say here, I'm going to say result, I'm going to say HTML underscore code 2 is going to be equal to this. And in between, I'm going to display the result. So what I'm going to do is that instead of displaying all of this, I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to comment all of this out, and instead, I'm going to say echo, and then I'm going to echo the HTML code, and then dot, and then the message is going to say failure or message was not sent. And then I'm going to say dot, and then I'm going to append the other code, the HTML code 2. Similarly with the success and failure here, I'm going to comment this out, and then instead I'm going to say echo here, and then I'm going to say HTML code, and then dot, and then I'm going to say success message was sent successfully. And then we need to say dot, and then HTML code 2. HTML code 2. Similarly with the failure, we need to comment this out, and then we need to say echo, and then we need to echo the HTML underscore code, and then dot, and then message was not sent, and then dot, and then HTML code 2. That's it. Let me now click on file and then save all. Let me now heading over to the browser and refresh. So I'm going to refresh here, and then I'm going to type my virtual phone number, and then I'm going to type the phone number that I got from the service, which is this phone number, and then I'm going to say here, hi there. And by the way, you can maximize this and minimize this by hovering over the corner here, and then a small arrow will appear. You can push that arrow, and it's gonna maximize the size of this. So let me here say hi there, and let me click on send SMS. Now guess what? As you can see, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna return the success message in a well-designed page. So this is how you can display the success message in a well-designed page. Similarly with the failure, let me type the phone number that doesn't belong to the same country. So let me here type the old phone number that doesn't belong to this country, to the United States, and let me click on send SMS, and it's gonna fail here. It's gonna say here message was not sent. So the message wasn't sent here, and the error message was displayed here in a well-designed page. So this is how you can customize the message. You need to store the HTML code in HTML code variable, and then you need to store the other part in another HTML code variable, and in between you need to append you need to append your message. So the message goes here. Your message goes between the HTML code and the HTML code too, and it will create this awesome message page that will display the result upon sending the message. Whether the message has been sent or not will be determined by the service, and the result will be displayed upon clicking on send SMS.